Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS2 News at 11 p.m.
Busted on the way to the delivery room, but tonight her husband's shocking arrest may be a case of mistaken identity. ICE agents arrested Joel Arrona-Lara as he drove his pregnant wife to the hospital.
But tonight, his wife claims the feds have the wrong man. CBS 2's Christy Fajardo is here with all the new developments. Christy.
And there are several new developments, Suzanne and Crystal. Immigration and Customs Enforcement says Arrona-Lara is wanted in Mexico for murder, but his wife believes ICE may have him confused with his brother. Tonight, one of his lawyers visited him at the detention center in Orange County, where he's being held.
Gas station security video of a sobbing and pregnant Maria del Carmen Venegas has now gone viral. ICE agents had just surrounded her vehicle and arrested her husband in San Bernardino on the way to the hospital for a scheduled C-section. She ended up driving herself. From the maternity ward and with her newborn in her arms, she shared her story. They asked if I could show some ID, she says in Spanish. Then they asked for my husband's ID, which he tells us was at home. Immigration and Customs Enforcement had initially said they picked up 36-year-old Joel Arrona-Lara for residing in the U.S. illegally. But after the story was widely shared, the agency issued a second statement reading, Mr. Arrona-Lara was brought to ICE's attention due to an outstanding warrant issued for his arrest in Mexico on homicide charges.
Were you able to confirm any homicide charges?
No, so far we haven't been able to verify anything.
The couple's attorney says as far as he knows, Arrona-Lara is being held on a removal and not an extradition order, and admits the couple has been living in the U.S. without a green card. Venegas says there's been a mix-up. She believes the warrant in León, Guanajuato is actually for her brother-in-law, who was also jailed in Mexico. She says her husband has been in the U.S. for 12 years, and they now have 5 children. He's never even had a ticket, she says. The police have never stopped him. The couple's attorney also believes ICE got the wrong man and is hoping on Monday, when the Mexican consulate opens, he will be able to get those answers.
For us, the issue is not so much the arrest, but the fact that ICE acted in total disregard for the health and the well-being of the mother.
The Mexican Federal Police in León tonight couldn't tell us if Arrona-Lara is wanted for murder there. They say any warrants would have come from the prosecutor's office, which was closed on the weekend. We have calls in and hope to get more information when those offices open on Monday. In the meantime, his attorneys are hoping a judge will grant their client bail so he can meet the newest addition to his family. Suzanne?
Thank you, Christy. A Lyft driver was shot in the head in what police say looks like a case of road rage.
CBS 2's Jeff Nguyen is live in GLASSELL Park, where it happened, with more on this investigation. Jeff.
Tonight, a shooter is on the run following a car-to-car shooting that led to this fire hydrant being knocked over. But that's not all. Over this way, there is a crack in this window, and tonight police say it all began with road rage. Tonight, a fire hydrant sits a few inches from where it's supposed to be as water leaks onto the sidewalk in GLASSELL Park. It comes after a shooting in which the victim's car took out the hydrant, sending water about 30 feet into the air. John Hedge lives in the condo complex next to the shooting.
And I got woken up by the sound of very loud gunfire going off about 30 yards away from my open windows where I was sleeping upstairs on the 3rd floor. And I heard a loud thud noise, which was the fire hydrant landing on the sidewalk.
The LAPD says the victim is a 24-year-old driver for the rideshare service Lyft. Investigators believe this is a case of road rage that was fueled by an argument between the shooter and the victim.
And there was a wrecked vehicle right here in front of the driveway, blocking the driveway basically.
Near the hydrant, we noticed a crack in this home's window, which one neighbor told us has been the subject of a post on the Homeowner Association's webpage.
What they said about the fire hydrant and that a piece flew through the window.
Police say the Lyft driver had 2 passengers in his car, but it's unclear if he was working at the time. Both passengers were not hurt.
It's kind of scary when it happens that close to you.
Police say that the victim underwent surgery earlier today, but his condition is unknown. Detectives believe that the shooter was in a dark Toyota Prius. Reporting live in GLASSELL Park, Jeff Nguyen, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Jeff. Panic tonight at the Simi Valley Town Center Mall after police say 2 teenagers triggered a bomb scare. Investigators say one of them was wearing a vest that had wires hanging from it. Police also say the teen was carrying a briefcase that appeared to contain explosives. Turns out it was all fake, and now face criminal charges.
And the hunt is on tonight for an attacker who stabbed 2 teenagers, killing one and sending the other to the hospital. Santa Ana police identified the 18-year-old killed as Andrew Laura. Friends say he was a soccer player. Police believe the victim was at an illegal street party that turned violent. The other teen who was stabbed is in the hospital.
State and local law enforcement on the hot seat today, a community with safety concerns demanding answers about a series of crimes, including the murder of a father shot in front of his own children at Malibu Creek State Park. CBS 2's Adriana Weingold spoke to many people who say they left today's safety meeting feeling uneasy.
It was a packed house at King Gillette Ranch with people from across Malibu, Calabasas, and Agora Hills looking for answers after the high-profile murder of Tristan Beaudette back in June left the community shaken.
I do know a lot of people who are concerned, and I could tell you, being in the park this morning, it was near empty compared to what it normally is for a summer Sunday.
Beaudette, a scientist who worked in pharmaceuticals, was fatally shot in the head June 22nd inside his tent while camping with his 2- and 4-year-old daughters. The Malibu Creek State Park campground has remained closed ever since.
It's very, very distressing because having lived here so long, we utilize the Malibu Creek State Park a lot, and we've always felt safe. And I just don't feel safe anymore.
Authorities say there have been 7 additional shootings in the area since 2016 in Tapia Park and Malibu Creek. Now residents want answers. They gathered for a community safety meeting with law enforcement and Senator Henry Stern.
We want to see an uptick in rangers, we want to see an uptick in CHP, and an overall law enforcement presence out here that's going to make people feel like it's safe to drive through these neighborhoods, that their kids are going to be safe playing.
But investigators couldn't give many answers, only saying they're looking into any possible connections between the shootings. Since Beaudette's murder, sheriff's investigators say there have also been 9 additional calls for shots fired, activity that's making residents here nervous, to say the least.
Oh, I was horrified at the fact that this has been going on and the fact that there have been other shootings in the area that we actually haven't been notified about.
Senator Stern promising to keep the community informed and urging anyone with information about these recent crimes to call authorities. A $35,000 reward is also being offered in Beaudette's murder. If you have any information, you are asked to please call LA County Sheriffs. In Malibu Creek State Park, Adriana Weingold, CBS 2 News.
A freeway fire in the Riverside County area of Murrieta prompted a massive response from the ground and in the air today. Dozens of firefighters were dispatched. Flames were visible along the westbound 215 freeway. It's been dubbed the Keller Fire. It's burned about 9 acres and is just 30% contained.
For the second day in a row, a large tree has fallen in Laurel Canyon. It's on Laurel Canyon Boulevard, south of Mount Olympus. No one was hurt and no property was damaged, but traffic was backed up for a time.
And one of the first champions of the Me Too movement, who publicly accused Harvey Weinstein of sexual assault, is facing her own accusations tonight. According to the New York Times, actress Asia Argento quietly paid $380,000 to a young actor who says she sexually assaulted him in a California hotel room in 2013 when he was 17 and she was 37. The two worked together on a movie back in 2004 when he played her young son. Actor Jimmy Bennett claims the fallout from the assault hindered his ability to work and threatened his mental health. So far, there's been no response from Argento about the New York Times article.
New accusations against the president's former fixer, Michael Cohen.
Coming up, the new charges he could face, plus dramatic video. Witnesses jump in the water after a car plunges into a local marina.
Also, a shocking crime. Robbers drag a woman while trying to steal her purse. Amber.
And here's a live look where we're looking at patchy low clouds and fog slowly moving in right along the coast. And we're also gearing up for a lot of that humidity. I will break down our work week forecast coming up.